Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach and I think I'm ready to do tests. But before I do tests, I also need to, I've decided here, not here, here, to, we should be a little bit more consistent with naming. But the other thing I want to do is come into here, and I'm going to have to set up in the csproj file a to-do, because I don't want to forget this. But I am going to pick Humanizer because it already has Humanizer. Humanizer and the neutral language English resources. I think that's probably what we want, because I don't know if we really care about too much about like different languages per se. I'm not sure. Not sure. Oh, it's interesting. We don't even use the compilation. Really? Yep, we don't. So in this case, we don't need them. Bye-bye. And that means here, we don't need to pass in compilation either. Now, does that make compilation not used? That would be... Huh. We don't need it here either. Okay. Well, let's just... Would we actually need to say then... Can we just say here combine with this provider? And then the output here would be analyzer config options and the symbols. So this would just be right and that would be left and we're good, and we don't need these anymore. Cool. Cool, cool. Okay. I believe now, let's come back here. We reference this, we come to deconstruct. So we want to come into the builder here. And there's going to be two places. Here we're going to want to say the name, I think it's camelize, using Humanizer. So that will camel case it, okay? And that will put those as out parameters. We're also going to need to put in here the camelized name. Like that, okay? And then if we come back in here to AutoDeconstruct test, what we should see, and I realize this too, is that if it is a non-nullable reference type here, then we, well, you know what, that's actually wrong. We don't care if it's nullable or not because, well, no, if it's nullable, that's meaning we can actually, if it's nullable, that means we could actually take a nullable value. But that's not necessarily true, because how would we be able to do anything with it? If it's not a value type and there is no annotation, then we definitely want to check for this. If it is annotated to be null, that would never happen. We don't care. Why am I being that? This is literally a type that we found as a definition. It's not going to be nullable annotated. Stop overthinking this, Jason. Okay. So in this case of the test, though, we would see that it would be self is null. If that's the case, we want to throw a new argument, null exception, name of self, else. What we want to see here is this would actually be ID. That's what we're expecting. ID is equal to we don't need the space there. Self.id. That looks kind of weird. and a lot more parentheses than you would expect. Those are actually not needed. I mean, for neatness sake, only if you have more than one would you want to do a tuple. And again, this is when you're building this and doing this, just like anything else, you start doing stuff and you're like, oh yeah, that's kind of what I'm not wanting to do here. So if the number of parameters is 1, we can do this as a one-liner, right? So we're going to indent to that. Now we want to indent. Let's just say if the out parameters dot length is equal to 1, then what we want to do is an indent right line. Except we do want to indent there. And then what we want to do is an else, where we'll pull this in. And so we would eventually want to come back out. Okay. Except here what we want to say on right line is we want to say the one parameter out parameters at 0. No, the properties. I don't know why I'm saying out parameters here. Properties.length. Properties 0. Name camelize. No, we don't want to. Okay, never mind. I'm constantly camelizing these things, and I don't really like that. So that's kind of an optimization to do in a moment. But let's just make sure this works first. So this should be the thing we're now saying. It's that is equal to self dot. Anyway, we want to say properties of 0. Just name. And that should be good. Else. Now I did have a check in here, right, to say, if the length is greater than 0, we want to at least have something to deconstruct to. So in this case, what we should see now is that equal to that, right? Generate with reference type and one property. And then, I'm just going to keep building these up now. So here's the big first test. Does this actually do what I think it should do? First of all, let's see if it builds. That's the first thing. That's the big first step. And as I know when I'm recording, building just tanks, to say the least. Okay, build is succeeded. Let's expect it to fail. Okay. We want it to fail because that's usually what happens. If this succeeds, I'm going to be awfully, awfully surprised. Okay, it failed. It finally did fail. So give me that sweet, sweet X here. Or don't. Whatever. I don't care. Just come here. I'll get it here. Expected state sources. Contains 2 documents and updated documents. So, all right, let's just run this under the debugger and see what's failing. Well, I can pull that up on one line. That doesn't really matter, though. That's more of a neatness thing. On the code, the var code, I have namespace, dataspace name there, and the next line doesn't need to be there. But that shouldn't affect anything. So I first want to see if it's just failing outright. And it doesn't. Time to spelunk a little bit. What's going on here? So let's go into the AutoDeconstruct generator. Let's see if we actually get in the create output. Okay. This is kind of like a binary search. How far do we get? How far do we get on things? I probably need a using string, using system. Do you though? Okay, got here. I did it again. I hit F10. I have to remember when I'm recording with Camtasia, do not hit F10 because that no good. That's not what we want. So we want to just do it here. Okay, so how many types did we get? We get an enumerable here. And we also get methods. Methods should actually be nothing because we should not have found anything. Yeah, methods is 0. Did we find at least a type? No, we did not. We did not find anything. Well, that ain't good. Symbols. Oh, we didn't even get any symbols. Well, jeez. That's even worse. Okay, well, I'd love to see. This is one thing that's a little problematic with the way I have it set up here. And I don't even know how long I recorded before I hit that. I think it was around 10 minutes. Sheesh. I also have to keep in mind that this might just be wrong code. But I don't think so. I think if you... Well, this also... it might not... Like the incoming version of the framework of what it's trying to target, it may not understand file scope namespace. I don't know that for certain. I don't think that would be the problem, but let's make sure it's not part of the problem, okay? And let's just put using system up here because why not, okay? Let's just run this now and see if this doesn't work. Then I want to make sure that the actual code that I've written is actually correct. It's not like failing miserably because it doesn't compile. Nope, it still can't find it. So we have a namespace, we have a class, we have a get and set, and it should be accessible because it's a public. So what is in here that it can't? I mean, because all it should find is a, you know what? I could put a breakpoint here because hopefully this actually gets called with, I mean, it should find a type declaration. That's what it is. So I don't know why it wouldn't find that. Oh, that should be good. So let's try this, see what happens. Where did you stop? Okay, so we do get something here. Context node is that. Okay, so that's, unless it's, okay, that might be a problem. Let's check this just to see. Because it might not, yeah, shoot. Well, that sucks. Huh, that's a little unexpected. Why would it actually not give, it doesn't even like have any candidates. It's just, it says, nope. Nope, that's not what we want here. The node is correct. It's a class declaration with the public string ID. The problem is that the symbol is null. And we eventually say, well, it's not null, so then we don't get anything. That ain't good. Why would that not come back with a semantic model? I believe in here, do we say, we do come out with symbols. And so we say the semantic model gets symbol info. And that's what we're doing here, right? We're saying get symbol info. Yeah, on the context node as that. But it's saying there's nothing there. Jeez, this is definitely unexpected and not desirable at all. Like, why can't it... Do I actually have to say what it is? I know it's a class declaration syntax. It doesn't matter. It doesn't know what that is. Yikes. I might have to just stop this one short because this is really unexpected. This is a class. This isn't a method. This is a class declaration. So it came out of this, right? And returns it as a syntax node where it says bool. Yes, this is something I'm looking for. Either it is it's It's not a record declaration syntax, or, and then we start doing that. But we've already hit that, so yes, it should be in there. But I don't, it should not need it to be cast. I mean, that doesn't matter. That is shocking. Get symbol info. That is exactly what we're doing here on the context node, because that's really what this is. Otherwise, we're just casting it, but that really doesn't matter. And it's only going to find it once, right? Yep, and that's it, and we stop. Well, double yikes. This is a bummer and a half, to say the least. And it didn't stop recording. I must not have hit F10, so I got that going for me. It is a class. There should be absolutely nothing wrong with this. Oh, jeez. What could be the problem? Run a sync? There's just on F5. Is there anything that I'm like needing to update from NuGet? Just the end unit stuff, but that's not a big deal. Pre-releases, are there anything with the, that's just code analysis, and that's just that. That's not the test packages, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, well, oh boy, this is definitely unexpected. I don't even know where to start. This one's really throwing me for a loop. It finds the node, so this is okay. I mean, it does get this, but it can give me no symbol information about it. Returns null if the given expression did not bind successfully to a single symbol. No returns, so I guess we have our best guesses is what the symbol is intended. Candidate symbols. Yeah, but candidate symbols was like null. It didn't have anything in it, if I remember right. And why would it do that? Why would it think it needs to do that? Do I have... Okay, I do not have the .NET version of this. And what do I have for the props? It is 6. So that works. Yeah, it has no idea what that is. Well, son of a gun. This is a major bummer. I did not expect to get hit this hard with this. The only thing I can possibly think of, and I don't even know why this would be a problem, is that I'm using that NuGet package reference, Humanizer, and for some reason just using a package reference is making this hard to load. But why would that matter with just getting symbol information for this? Oh. I wanted to leave Friday on a good note. I really wanted to leave Friday on a good note. And unfortunately, I can't. I'm stumped. So, okay, stop. Learn from the past, Jason. Just stop. There's something going on here that I cannot figure out, and we're just going to have to do some debugging offline. So once I figure it out, there's got to be a reason to this. Once I figure it out, we'll move forward. Thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.